Good Tuesday, everybody. This is a whole lot easier than typing with these god dang club fingers. Uh, I've noticed a lot more of you guys are starting to want to build your own minarellis, and I think that's great because the knowledge will help you a bunch in not just building minarellis, but building other hybrids, even just back to the standard old China dolls. It'll help you with those too. But when you do start on your I guess I'd want to call them entry level uh, Minarelli hybrids, and you get your cast iron cylinders, and it doesn't matter if it's a, a 50 cc or a 70 cc. They're all going to be the same basic things that you need to start out with. First of all, when you get your cylinder, you've got your skirts all the way around, and on your transfers, you'll notice that some of them are shorter than the rest of the skirt that goes down into the case. This part here should match up with your spacer, okay? So that when you put your spacer on there, your transfers will have a nice even straight flow up and down with no little walls sticking out to interfere with the turbulence. That's just my thinking. I'm sure there's other pros out there that will tell you. Well, I'm not a pro, but there are people out there that will tell you maybe just the opposite. But I'm telling you, that's the way I do mine. I want mine to be flush. Okay. Now, on the intake port, when you get it from the factory, it is also cut to the same elevation as this. And then when you throw that spacer on there, you have completely blocked it off. Well, I don't, I take, and as you can see, well, it should be this way. I lower this down enough that it still has an opening. I want that opening. And there again, others may tell you that that's dumb. I don't care. That's me. That's the way I build them. And it works for me. So uh, keep that in mind also. Some actually open it all the way up, and some of them I do too, depending on what it looks like after I put the spacer on there. The exhaust. You have to clean up the exhaust because the exhaust on all these cast iron is so freaking rough. It's unbelievable. And they'll build up with a big thick wall of carbon and oil and sludge and everything else really, really fast because it's really super tough texture. So I take my burrs and I open it up as much as I can. This is all entry level stuff, so that's what you need to do. You need to get that smoothed out, and then you can follow it up with the polishing burrs, like some of these that I use, uh, that you can put in a Dremel or in your porting tool. They will clean that up really, really nice once you get all the big burrs and get it down smooth. And then you get to start on the bore. The bore, when you set that piston on top of it and it starts to go in and it just sits there and looks at you, no, can't have that. That's when you're going to have to either get a cylinder that somebody has prepped for you so that it can be honed out to the proper bore so that you'll have clearance for that piston. Uh, and then once all that's done, then you can run like a gumball or something down through there to deburr uh, any of the ports that may have something that the ring can snag on. But you have to, You have to hone it out. Period. You have to. If you don't have a way of doing it, then you need to get a cylinder from someone, uh, whoever, Smolik, whoever. It's going to have to be honed. You cannot use it that way. It's not going to work. Period. I don't care what the others tell you. It ain't going to work. You're going to cold seize. And after about 3 or 4 cold seizes, then you get to take the top end off, throw it in the garbage, and go do something else. Simple. But you want it honed to where when you set the piston in there, it falls through. Okay? If it doesn't at least do that, then don't even bother. You've got to get that bore bigger. That's all there is to it. And once you get that done, then, like I said, hone it. Then you have a usable cylinder that you can put on your engine and enjoy the hell out of riding on a Minarelli, because they are really, really fun, easy to ride engines. Okay? I know I've confused you more than I probably should have, and I've talked longer than I should have, but I'm concerned about you guys, all you guys buying up these cylinders and not making sure that you've got a significant amount of clearance. And clearance is around here so that it can breathe once you use your spacer. Okay? Simple enough. See you guys.